You post a photo, and your heart thumps with every notification. A word of praise from your boss has you on top of the world, but a single unliked post or an email that feels just a little off sends you spiraling into self-doubt. If this sounds familiar, you might be trapped in a cycle where your self-worth isn't your own. It's outsourced to the opinions of others, the whims of an algorithm, and the unpredictable moods of everyone around you. You're living on borrowed confidence, and the emotional rent is sky high. Today, we're exploring the 7 subtle signs you're caught in this trap where this need for approval comes from, and most importantly, how to finally break free. The why. But first, why do we get stuck here? This isn't a character flaw, it's a survival strategy, likely learned in childhood. As kids, we depend on our caregivers. If love felt conditional, if you only got praise for good grades or for being quiet, your brain learned a damaging lesson. My worth is not a given, it must be earned. This creates a psychological addiction. Every bit of validation, a like, a compliment, triggers a release of dopamine, the brain's feel-good chemical. It's a temporary boost, a fleeting high that leaves you craving the next hit. You end up chasing a feeling of wholeness that can never be sustained by anything outside of yourself. This is the core of the validation cycle. Section 1. The first sign, constant reassurance seeking. The first sign is the constant need for reassurance. It's compulsively asking, "Are you mad at me?" after a normal chat, or asking your manager, "Was that really okay?" even after they said it was great. Imagine you have a great date, but the second you get home, you don't trust your own feelings. Instead, you're texting friends, dissecting every moment, asking, "Do you think they liked me?" Your own experience is held hostage, waiting for someone else to validate it. This trap erodes your ability to trust your own judgment and forces others into being your emotional regulators. The social media version is fishing for comments with self-deprecating captions, hoping for a flood of replies telling you, "No, you're amazing." Section 2. The second sign, hypersensitivity to criticism. Sign number 2 is extreme hypersensitivity to criticism. Any feedback that isn't glowing praise feels like a personal attack. Your boss emails, "Great work on this. Let's just tweak the formatting on page 3. A healthy response is to make the change. But for you, your heart sinks. You don't hear, "Great work." You hear "tweak," which your brain translates to, "You failed." This trap stops you from growing because you become terrified of negative feedback. You get defensive and can't learn from mistakes. On social media, this looks like rage posting a critical comment, not for discussion, but to rally your followers to confirm you were right. Section 3. The third sign, the compare and despair loop. The third sign is constantly measuring your life against others in a painful loop of compare and despair. You see a friend's engagement, a colleague's promotion, or an influencer's vacation, and it feels like a personal failure. You spend your evenings scrolling, and with each post, your own life feels more inadequate. This is a trap because you can never win. There will always be someone who appears to have more. Social media is a comparison machine by design. You're comparing their curated highlight reel to your behind-the-scenes blooper reel, and it will always leave you feeling empty. Section 4. The fourth sign, decision paralysis. The fourth sign is a crippling decision paralysis, born from a fear of making the wrong choice. From what to wear to whether to take a new job, you need a consensus before you can move forward. You get a job offer, it's more money, but in a new city, you're paralyzed. You don't just ask for advice, you're looking for someone to make the decision for you, so if it goes wrong, you can avoid blaming yourself. This trap stunts your independence and makes you vulnerable to manipulation. On social media, it's the constant polls. What should I eat? Should I cut my hair? If you can't choose without a majority vote, you've outsourced your life. If any of this is hitting close to home, take a moment to subscribe. We're about to shift from the problem to the solution, and if this helps, drop a comment. Sharing your experience can be a powerful step toward genuine connection, not just validation. Section 5. The fifth sign, chronic people-pleasing. The fifth sign is being a chronic people-pleaser. This isn't just being nice. It's a compulsive need to suppress your own needs to avoid rejection. You say yes when you mean no. You become a chameleon, changing to be what you think others want. Your colleagues want to go to a loud bar, but you're exhausted. The thought of saying, "I'm heading out," fills you with dread. So you go, faking an energy you don't have. This trap slowly erases your identity. Over time, you forget who you actually are, which leads to deep resentment and burnout. The social media version is the highlight reel, hiding your struggles because you believe only a polished version of you is worthy of approval. Section 6. The sixth sign, self-focused ranting. This sixth sign might seem counterintuitive, hijacking conversations to turn them into self-focused rants. This isn't vulnerability. It's constantly steering conversations back to your own problems to get sympathy. Your friend talks about their stressful job. You listen for a minute, then cut in with, "That reminds me of what happened to me," and launch into your own monologue. You're not connecting. You're using them as an audience to validate your own grievance. This trap is alienating. It turns relationships into one-way streets and reinforces the very isolation you're trying to escape. Online, this is the vent post disguised as a request for advice, where you're just waiting for people to confirm you were right. Section 7. The seventh sign, status chasing. The final sign is status chasing, desperately craving approval from people you see as high status. Your boss, a popular influencer, the cool kids. A compliment from a junior colleague is nice, but a single good job from the CEO keeps you going for weeks. This is rooted in a primal dynamic. Approval from the tribe leader ensures our safety. This trap is an endless chase. You dismiss validation from low-status people and are always looking up, needing the next level of approval to feel worthy. Your self-esteem becomes incredibly fragile. On social media, this is obsessively tagging big accounts, hoping for a repost, believing their attention will finally make you feel legitimate. The solution? How to break free. Recognizing these signs is the first step. The goal is to shift from depending on external validation to building a foundation of internal validation, becoming your own primary source of worth. Here's how to start. First, validate your own feelings. When you feel anxious, pause and tell yourself, "It's okay to feel this way." Simply naming your emotions without judgment takes back power. Second, explore the roots. Ask yourself, as a kid, was love and affection conditional? Seeing these old patterns is the first step to changing them. Third, curate your tribe. Be intentional about whose opinions you value. Focus on a small circle of people who support your growth and have earned your trust. Fourth, practice self-compassion. Your inner critic is loud. Learn to be your own inner ally. Acknowledge your wins, no matter how small, before seeking praise from others. Finally, try a digital detox. Take even just an evening off social media. Notice how your anxiety levels change. It's powerful proof of the platform's effect on you. Conclusion. Breaking free from the validation cycle is a process of unlearning. It's about letting the exhausted performer inside you finally rest. Remember this, you are not a parking ticket. You do not need to be validated by anyone to be worthy. Your worth is inherent. It was there the day you were born and will be there on your last day, regardless of likes, promotions, or anyone else's approval. The real goal is to build a quiet, stable confidence that doesn't need applause. It's the calm belief that you are enough right now, just as you are. From that place, you can connect with others authentically, not as a beggar seeking approval, but as a whole person sharing your light.